Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for coming back. So early on in the year, I decided I wanted to take reading more seriously. So yeah, I'm not talking about fiction. Fiction is easy to read. Fiction is always inviting. But I wanted to take non-fiction really seriously. So early in the year, I decided that I'll pick up my first book, a book that a lot of people have recommended for me, and How to Win Friends and Influence People. I'll put it just right here so that we can see because I actually read the soft copy. So already between roughly 7 to 10 days, I'm not sure. That's how inviting the book was. At first, I thought, oh, maybe I'm an extrovert, because I am an extrovert. So I thought, oh, I'm an extrovert. I know how to be friends. At least when I'm interested, if I go to new places, I can talk to new people and all of that. But then there's always something to learn. You guys know. So I read the book and I want to share with you some of the things that I learned that are really, really profound. So the first thing that I learned is do not criticize, condemn, or complain about people. Instead, give them a standard that they can live up to. So, like, it's easy to say, oh, why didn't you do it in this way? Or why aren't you like this, or like this, or like this? But it's harder to actually give people a standard to live up to. And now this standard I'm talking about is okay, I can give you an example. For instance, if you have a gardener, right, and he cuts the flowers in a way that you do not appreciate, at least this time, for him to even be your gardener in the first place means that he is skillful to an extent. And so instead of saying, oh, I don't like the way you cut the grasses today, I am not okay with it, you can give him a standard to look up to or live up to. And this can be like saying to him, oh, are you fine? Because the flowers that you cut today don't look like you're doing well. I know you to cut flowers really well and to put it in a nice shape, but today doesn't seem like you're putting in your whole heart. Can you do this again? Because I know you're the best for the job. You can do this. Even if he doesn't even have that much skill, I assure you that he's going to start to live up to that standard because you've already said, oh, you're the best at what you do. This isn't as good as I expected it to be, considering that it's you. So that's to give him like a standard to live up to, and then he'll do it better, I assure you. So do not complain, condemn, or criticize people. Give them a standard to live up to. So the second thing that I learned in the book is about praise and appreciation. So a lot of us do not appreciate people enough in our lives. We have to be lavish with our praise. We have to praise every improvement so that people can know that, oh, I'm actually putting in the work, and these people that I'm putting the work to or with or for actually seeing it and they appreciate it. Give them roses while they can smell them. That just means appreciate people while you have them. Do not try to always hold back. You know, some people say, oh, if you praise them, they would like plateau, they wouldn't do better. But if you praise them and give them a standard to live up to, then they actually do better. I assure you. So learn to appreciate people more. Call your family and friends. Tell them how much you love them, how much you're grateful to have them in your life, and you'll see that your relationship would bloom from that moment. So, guys, the third thing that I learned from the book is that we should become genuinely interested in people and become good listeners, right? So, I think that we are very saturated with ourselves. We're obsessed with ourselves many of the times. And when we're having conversations with people, we sort of always want to talk about ourselves and our family and how we love this, how we love that. But sometimes we can drop all of that and become genuinely interested in people, right? Genuinely interested in what they like, genuinely interested in their views on different topics, and just listen, like actually listen. Listening is a little difficult for me, but it's something I've been working on. Like listening, not so that we can have our own points, because you know how like many people when they're having conversations just listen, they just hear what the people are saying so that they can find the points, especially in like arguments and stuff. So like you're just using what the person is saying so that you can actually like find your points so that you can counter the points. But you can genuinely listen to people, listen to their point of view, listen to their ideas, drop what you think first, then you can like recalibrate after some time. So become genuinely interested in people, hear what they have to say, listen to them. Okay, so the fourth thing that I learned is also connected to like being genuinely interested in people, and it's about smiling and remembering people's name. It looks really easy, just smile, and Even the Bible says that he who wants friends must show himself friendly. Do you understand? Like a smile, there's a lot that a smile can do. A smile can show that you're welcoming, that you're friendly, that you actually want to make a connection. Remembering people's name is really important. When you're working in the market and you hear somebody say shalom or they call your name, even if you don't even actually recognize this person, you are like drawn to the fact that you know my name. That means we must have been in a space together, or we've met before, or something of that sort. So that already just bridges the first level of being like formal. So you know my name, so I can think, where do I know this person from? But then if I just say haste, or in our markets, like it just seems like it just seems like, oh, he doesn't know me. He just wants to maybe grab my attention. Maybe he wants to sell something to me, and it's kind of different, right? Okay, so the fifth thing that I learned, after that I'll give you some bonuses, but the fifth thing that I learned is that in cases of conflict and disagreements, we should be quick to identify the places that we are wrong and agree to it emphatically. Like, not like going around in circles, right? But like acknowledging that what we did was wrong. And even when we are trying to communicate to this other person that what they did was wrong, we should allow them to save face, right? We don't want to have a conversation like this in public. We don't want to have a conversation like this just so that you can embarrass the person, which is bad. But you can allow them safe face. So now they are not just you're trying to communicate to them that, you know what, I think that what you did was wrong, and this and this and this. But like, you're not doing it in a way that is directly trying to shade them or just make them feel like they don't know what they're doing, or they are sort of foolish. Do you get, like, so we want them to see face, want them to see, like, communicating it in a calm manner, in a way that wants to provide solution, basically. So let's go for bonuses. I talked about praise before and appreciation. Do not flatter people. Like, here would call it what? Whining. Like, you're just all boss, chief. But people genuinely know when something is praiseworthy, or you're just whining them, or you're just trying to be funny, or you're just trying to sort of make the environment or the atmosphere funny. But people want genuine praise. People want you to see the things that you're doing, that they are doing, and tell them when they are doing it right. And if they need to work on one or two things, you can constructively criticize them, but don't flatter them. So another bonus is is about like talking in terms of the other person, like emphasizing the person's interest in whatever you're bringing to the table. Let's say you go for an interview and maybe they have like a very inviting pay, but you don't want to make them feel like they are the ones doing you a favor, because sometimes when we are competent people, we don't only see the things that others bring to the table. We also see what we bring. We know that, okay, when I come here, I am going to increase your productivity. I'm going to take your marketing to another level. I'm going to drive sales and traffic in our website. Like, I'm not saying that we shouldn't look at the things that we're going to benefit, but let us just put what we're going to get to the table to them, so that they consider us more valuable. Do you understand? Like, my place in your company is not to sort of take your resources and not bring, and even bring something that surpasses what you bring. Like, I'm going to put my all into this. I'm going to bring out good results. And also another point that I learned is about arguments. In the book talked about like the best way to win an argument is to avoid it. I think that if we knew what a logical and reasonable argument is, where we like systematically bring points out, like we're not just arguing based on our emotions and what we feel and what we think is right, but we're using facts and truths and stats to like back up our point of views. So in arguments, we should try to be as logical as possible, because many of the things that we're supposed to be arguing about are not actually subjective. We can have subjective opinions, but that's not what the basis of the argument is supposed to be. It's going to be on objective facts, on things that are provable, things that studies have shown, things that are a little scientific. Even in arts, right? We sort of, yes, in arts, we can have our subjective views, right? But maybe on things that are more science based, we should try to know our onions. Like, yes, I might have given you like these little things that I have learned, but there's so much more you can learn from the book by reading it yourself. And 2026 is the year to like just upskill to become more aware of our environment and the things that can directly improve our lives. Is the year that we need to build our character. Thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video. I am really happy. I have other books that I'll share with you in other videos. I think that's the time for us to just learn. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, comment, let me know what you think about it. If there's anything I said in the video that you do not outrightly agree with, you can write it in the comments and we'll go over it. Thank you so much and have a blessed day. Bye.